Happen Pharmaceuticals in association with Higher Secondary Principals Forum.
Namaskar. Hi students. Let me first welcome you all. I first appreciate and thank Prudent Media and Higher Secondary Principal Forum for having such a wonderful program, Goa Scholar, which will benefit most of the students in Goa. Before we start, let me introduce. So I'll be completing some of the chapters of Geography 12th Standard. I am Kiran L. Kamar, Grade 1 teacher from Sri Damodar Higher Secondary School of Science. In Geography, we have three parts. First part is part 1 is fundamentals of human geography. Part 2 is India, people and economy. And part 3 is regional geography of Goa. It is the human geography of Goa. Let me tell you about practicals also. In practical portion, we have some calculation on data, some map works, preparation of charts and diagrams. So, students, we move on. The first chapter in geography is fundamentals of human geography part 1, and the first chapter is chapter number 1, Human Geography, Nature and Scope. It is from unit number 1. So before we understand about the chapter, we should know some of the important terms and meanings here of chapter number 1, Human Geography, Nature and Scope. First, we should know geography. It is one of the subjects which deal with changing relationships between man and environment according to time and space. Second important term is environmental determinism. Environment has control over man's activities and environment is the master of man. Third, we have environmental possibilism. It means man has control on environment and man makes modification of nature, and here man is a master of environment. Third, we have stop and go determinism, a third type of man-environment relation, where making best use of the opportunities provided by the environment. Environment provides us opportunities by way of resources, and those resources are utilized to be a comfortable society, to have a comfortable human life. Next, we have very important term of this chapter is quantitative methods. It is the use of mathematical and statistical tools, calculations to study the geography. Next, also very important, branches of geography. We have two branches, physical geography and human geography. Seventh one is approaches to study geography. Approaches here, it refers what method we are using to study geography. Ideographic method, regional and systematic approach or methods. Okay, students, these are some of the terms and meanings that you have to understand before going to the first chapter. So now here, one image. It is a satellite image of particular area. Here you can see two sets of features. Set number one, forest is here, coastal plain is here, there are some tablelands like this, there are some hillocks this side, one set. And second set, there are buildings here, roads are there, here there are some industries, there may be some schools and colleges here. So I have told you two sets of features from this particular image. Why I am telling this you will understand in the next part. So we have two sets, for example, forest, a coastal belt, a river. These are features of natural environment. They are the gift of nature. Second set which I mentioned, buildings, roads, schools, colleges, some industries, these are the features of man-made environment or cultural environment. Okay, students? So you understood now there are two important features of environment. First set is natural or physical, and second set is man-made or cultural. So this I am telling because next there is a reference of this. Yeah. Now coming to geography. In geography, there are two main branches. Physical geography and human geography. Physical geography is a study of physical environment, which includes landforms, different types of landforms, origin of landforms, development of landforms, and different processes by which the landforms are formed. Next, climate, temperature, rainfall, humidity, types of winds, they are part of this. Soils, different types of soils, the process of soil formation, etc. Natural vegetation, types of species, types of forest, the importance of natural vegetation for ecological balance. These are the things here. Okay? So in physical geography, we study this. Remember this. Next, I am going to continue with this only. Second important branch is human geography, which studies features of human environment or cultural environment or man-made environment. So, some of the examples I have taken here. Agriculture, different types of agriculture. Agriculture as the economic activity. Next is mining, extraction of minerals, its importance, methods of mining. Transport, the role played by transport in development, modes of transport. Settlements, settlement refers to places of residence. Urban settlement and rural settlement. Okay, students, by this time you understood what is geography and which are the two major branches of geography, physical geography and human geography. Next, so I will recollect what you have done in 11th standard. In 11th standard, you have studied physical geography. Physical geography. You remember, students? You studied about origin of Earth, continental drift, types of rainfalls, Indian Ocean's features, ocean currents. These are some of the examples. You remember? You studied about the physical geography in first part, and in second part, you studied India's physical geography, which also includes Goa's physical geography. You remember? Fine. Next, coming to 12th standard, it's a very important. This you have to remember. If you want to understand the content of 12th standard geography, what I am going to tell, you have to remember this throughout the year. In 12th standard, you are studying human geography. Okay? So, human geography study is in 12th standard. First, you study the human geography of the world. In second part, you are going to study the human geography of India. India, people and economy. That is the textbook. And at the end, you are studying Goa, human geography of Goa. World, India and Goa. You are going to study the human geography, human activities. So there are many definitions of human geography. Many definitions are given in your textbook, but I have selected one important definition. Study of man and environment relationships which has spatial and temporal variations. You are going to study the interdependence of man and environment, which is changing from spatial land. For example, man and environment relation in Kerala and Jammu and Kashmir, there is a difference. Man and environment relation over river plains and valleys, there is a difference. So it is called spatial variation. Variation means differences, land differences. Then you have temporal variations, change of man and environment relation interdependence according to the time. How was the man and environment relation 50 years ago and today? Lot of difference is there. According to time, the relations and variations. In the next part, we are going to study about approaches to study geography and human geography in particular. As I mentioned earlier, 4 important methods or approaches to study. First one is nomethetic approach, means descriptive study. For example, description of a river, description of a forest. Second one is ideographic. It is a study of geography with the use of theories and laws. In 11th standard, students, you remember, you studied about continental drift theory, the theory of ocean flow spreading concept, and you also remember you studied Big Bang theory. Okay? So use of theory. Like that, in human geography, different theories are use. In chapter number 2, there is demographic transition theory. You will be understanding in the next chapter. Third one is regional approach. Selecting a region and studying its physical and cultural features. What is region? Region is a part of the Earth's surface which has one dominant feature. For example, black soil region, equatorial forest region, polar region, which are natural, tribal region, mining region, which are cultural regions. Then last we have systematic approach. It is a study of one particular feature of the environment without any geographical boundaries. For example, distribution of temperature, types of rainfall and their distribution. So many examples can be given. Okay, students, I hope by this time you understood what is human geography and how it is studied. Nomothetic, ideographic, regional, systematic. All these approaches we are going to study this year. Remember this. Next, nature of human geography. So when we say a nature of human geography is studied with the help of three types of man and environment relationships. Which are those? Environmental determinism or naturalization of humans. Earlier I told you what is environmental determinism. Nature has control on human activities. Man has to listen to the nature. He has to obey nature. Man is a child of nature. Nature is a master. According to nature, we have to work. If you see today's situation in tribal areas, there is environmental determinism. They are completely depending on nature. Okay? So it is also called naturalization of humans. Man becomes nature, natural. Obey the natural laws and restrictions. Second is different, students. Environmental possibilism. You know the meaning of possibilism? Possible means what? It is possible to modify the nature. It is called humanization of nature. Means man is converting the nature. For example, mountainous areas. They are inaccessible areas. Laying of transport network like a road, like a railway line is very difficult. But man is able to do that with the help of tunnels. So man is changing the environment. Okay. Second example, Rajasthan. Some of the Rajasthan desert areas are converted into green areas. How? Man has brought irrigation there. Basically, by nature, it's a desert. But man is converted into green land. Agriculture is possible there. So it is possible for a man to modify. So many examples can be given where man has modified the environment. Then next we have stop and go determinism. It is definitely determinism. See, in this type of relation, what is happening? Environment is providing resources and opportunity to man. Man has to make use of that. Suppose if there is a threat, you have to stop that economic activity. For example, in the mountainous area, man has a mining activity. As long as there is no threat, mining can be done. But if there is a threat of landslides, you have to stop it. If you continue, there will be landslides, there will be flooding, and many mining related problems. Okay, so in each and every economic activity or human activity, maybe a construction of houses also. Man cannot construct the big buildings along the slopes because nature has a restriction there. If you construct, what will happen during the rainy season? Landslides. We have seen last year, we have seen 2 years back in Uttarakhand, along the bank of rivers, how the buildings collapsed. When it happens, when we go against the nature. So that is why you do the activity, but if there is a threat, you have to stop it. So 3 types of relation. I think out of these 3, environmental determinism, environmental possibilism, stop and go determinism, we have to have for better and sustainable development. Okay? Students, next we have human geography through the corridors of time. What is the meaning of this? How the human geography has changed over a period of time. Geography is the oldest subject of this civilization. People were studying about environment, about rivers, about moon, and about plants, vegetation, when right from the beginning. So the subject geography is a very old subject. How it has changed, that is studied in human geography through the corridors of time. So students, here a table is there. First column is period, time period. Second column is approaches. I told you in the previous part, what are the approaches? Then what development has taken place? That is broad features. Period number 1 is early colonial period. I hope students you know what is colonial period. Colonial powers. Europeans, they used to rule us and they had colonies all over the world. For example, India, it was a colony of British. Goa was a colony of Portuguese. You know what is colony. So during this colonial period, the Europeans were interested in exploration, discovery of new lands. This has helped the development of geography, particularly the human geography, because of regional description was given of different regions. Discovery of new region and description of new regions' geographical features, including human features. What happened during that time? Encyclopedic description of the area, which has contributed for having geographic account, information about geography. Then second period, we have later colonial period. Later on, during this period, regional analysis was given more importance. Comparison of two regions. Regions in Africa, the regions in India. Comparative study. Comparative study of physical and human features. Human features like human culture, tribes, their religion. So this has contributed for the description of all aspects of a particular region. Comparative study that helped the development of human geography during this time. Then very important period is 1930s or we can say interwar period. World War I, World War II. During this time, I will tell you students, geography was the most demanded subject. Now, if I ask you which is the most demanded subject today, you may say computer science, engineering, medical. But during that time, geography was given lot of importance because of areal differentiation. Why? During the World War period, the people were interested in different resources, particularly mineral resource. They wanted to fight with enemy countries with the resources, mineral resource, iron ore, manganese, and identification of this where it is done, uniqueness of a region, resourceful regions. Resource very much required during that time. Geography was studied by all during that time because of its importance. Next, we have 1950s and 1960s time. World War II is over. No much demand for resources. But spatial organization. Spatial organization means on the Earth's surface, how the human activities are distributed. Finding the human activities along the coastal area, in urban areas, distribution of forest, and many other physical features with human relation, that is given more importance, spatial organization. And to study this, what is introduced here? Quantitative revolution. Students, you heard about revolution in history, Russian Revolution. You heard about revolution in economics and geography, Green Revolution. You also heard about White Revolution. You know what is? The production of milk. Green Revolution is agricultural production. What about this quantitative revolution in geography? It is an academic revolution. The revolution always brings changes, rapid changes. What change it has brought in geography is the use of quantitative techniques and tools in geography. Use of statistical methods, mean, median, mode, statistical graphs, bar graphs and other types of graphs, and use of computers to know the human and environment relations. So this is the most important period of human geography change. Then 1970s, emergence of humanistic, radical and behavioral schools. More importance is given for human studies. This is the birth of developed human geography in 1970s. Then during this time, human geography was made more relevant for socio-political reality. Human geography, human behaviors, human activities, human relation with the environment, many other, given a lot of importance. Then we have last period, 1990s till date. Post-modernism in geography. Given importance to understanding each local context geography. Local geography. You don't have to study the world problems, world geographical problems. You have to study, but more importance is given to understand the local human and environment relations and the local issues. That is why we have field study in geography. Your project is based on field studies in 12th standard. So local importance is given. Yes, students, this table will, make you understand the development of human geography over a period of time, early period to latest period. Then we have last subtopic of this chapter, fields and subfields of human geography. Let us go back in 11th standard. In 11th standard, you studied fields and subfields of physical geography. Which are the fields of physical geography? Geomorphology, climatology, oceanography. Okay? Subfields like environmental geography, soil geography. Now, in human geography, these are the fields. Which one? Social geography, social geography, urban geography, political geography, population geography, settlement geography. Settlement means the places of residence. Rural settlement, urban settlement. Economic geography. Social geography, it studies the human society, its relation with the environment. Important subfields are behavioral geography, geography of social well-being, geography of leisure, cultural geography, gender geography, historical geography, medical geography, and many others are there. These are the important examples. Then urban geography. Urban geography here. It is a study of cities, urban areas, urban population, urbanization process, relation between industrialization and urbanization, urban planning. Next is political geography. Field and subfields are electoral geography and military geography. Population geography, study of population, distribution, density, growth, composition of population. Settlement geography, urban settlement, rural settlement. These settlements are the result of man and environment relations, interdependence. You will be understanding in next chapters. Very important field of human geography is economic geography because it is studying the economic activities of human beings. What are the subfields? Geography of resource, geography of agriculture. About this you will be studying in this year in detail. That's why I am not explaining here. Geography of industries, marketing, tourism. Tourism geography is very important in Goa because Goa is one of the destinations of tourists, tourism in India. Geography of international trade. Yes, students, in this table, you understood what you are going to study in 12th. About all this you study, okay, in detail. Next, I would like to give you some of the important questions. After studying this chapter or watching my video, you should be able to answer these questions. Okay, students? These are important questions also. First one is, what is the subject content of human geography? Answers you find out, please. I have already given the answers in my explanation. Explain the concept of environmental determinism or environmental possibilism or stop and go determinism. Anyone can be asked. Distinguish between environmental determinism and environmental possibilism. I hope you understood. You have to distinguish. Why is stop and go determinism important? I have told you why it is important. Explain the development of human geography after 1990s. Use the table. What is quantitative revolution? Very easy question. It is told to you. Find out, okay, please. Seventh question is, name the different subfields of economic geography. Very important question. Name the different subfields of social geography. Previous slide only, it is explained. Name the type of man and environment relations in tribal area. If you see my video in the beginning, you get the answer. Last one, name the different subfields of political geography. This answer is out. So these are some of the important questions. So after watching this video or studying your first chapter on the textbook also you have to study. You have to answer these questions. Okay, students? Next, one important definition of geography I will explain. Geo in Greek word, geo means earth, graphen means to write, means writing about the earth's surface, including man and environment, interdependence and interrelations. So this definition, geography describe, analyze spatial variation, I have told you, physical features, biological features, human features on the surface of the earth. Very important is here, interrelationship and their significant regional patterns. Okay? I wish you happy learning. Watch my next video on the world population and thank you very much. I wish you happy learning.
Prudent Scholars, powered by Lupin Pharmaceuticals.